you can learn a lot from why people did things in the past, and you know, the reasons that we are where we are today. It's usually because of something that's happened in the past.
Stimulation, inspiration, fun, conversation. They tweak your brain. You know, it makes you look at things different, a new perspective. Get out of your own little mold or rut, or you know, whatever you're in. Because artists are always challenging themselves. So looking at the world the way that they're posing it is fascinating.
You come out away from it feeling like you've done something really productive with your time and something really positive, and you can draw on it and think about it and you know, learn things from it, and ahead in time forever, really. Yeah.
It's quite interesting. She talks about treasures in museums. I don't know if many of you will remember, about sort of 15 years ago, it was really popular to call museum exhibitions Treasures of Persia and Treasures of Egypt. This segment's the only one that thinks that title's a good idea. They go, oh, Treasures of Persia. It's also quite a good section because the American lady is evidence, because you're probably all wondering, you know, how can there just be 8 segments in the population? The reality is, you know, we are bits of a number of segments, and when we do the analysis, we have to make some decisions based on what are you most about, which segment you're in. I think the American lady, you can see, is not typical of this segment, and she obviously shares some attributes maybe with stimulation. She, you know, I don't even know what Splatter Festival is. I've never heard of it. So, you know, there is evidence when you talk to people that they, you know, while most of the messaging for each segment will work for them, they're going to have some differences. I guess it's a bit like a horoscope, you know, especially if you're born on the 21st or whatever, you bit of one and a bit of the other. The next segment, Release, is my segment. It's the only segment that is not based on kind of core values and motivations, because right through the research process, which took us about 3 years, we kept kind of coming across this roadblock of people for whom their arts and cultural priorities had changed because of life stage. And they're typically people whose jobs or family life have become so demanding that their engagement with arts and culture has suffered as a result. So they're often quite wistful about their engagement. You know, oh, I remember when we used to go to things and it was great. And so they're, you know, as you can see, they're juggling here, and they're typically people who are very, very busy. So what they're looking for in engagement is actually an escape from that. So the more that we can promote the social benefits to them, the more likely we are to attract them. They don't necessarily want to take their children